This is MC Alfred. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, four-time Canadian Country Music Association nominee and six-time Saskatchewan Country Music Association Fans' Choice Entertainer of the Year, Mr. Cody Prevost. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hey, great to be here, guys. Thanks so much for having me. It's incredible to be able to, the technology's come this far that we can do an interview like this.
Love it.
And it's so nice to have Canadian friends. I have a very good friend who owns Absolute, not the vodka, the company that rents out all the equipment for movies.
Oh, yes.
That's my very good friend, Paul. And I love Canada. I was in Edmonton for quite a while and Banff, and I almost fainted. I mean, if ever you want to go to and have a religious experience, go to Banff. It is absolutely probably.
Wait, where are you? We don't even know. Where are you in Canada?
Quebec.
Well, I'm one province over, Saskatchewan. So if you go to Banff, keep coming, and I'll take you guys ice fishing out this way.
Oh, thanks. I don't do winter shit. No.
Is it cold there right now?
Yes, it is.
You know, it's not. It's 0 degrees Celsius. That is so.
Celsius, freeze your ass off. That's cold.
So is that like we're 38 degrees Celsius?
It's cold.
So
it's
0?
cold like freezing.
It's 0 already, and it's only like November. Holy moly!
It's Canada, Jim.
I know. Well, I've never been to Canada.
Well, I have many times. I used to go to gay bars in Toronto. They have the most fabulous gay bars. I love Canadian people. I find them to be charming, warm, friendly. In spite of what people say in this country, they say, oh, the Canadians are in Palm Springs. They're so arrogant. They're so cold. They're so unfriendly. Bullshit. That's not true at all. I have so many Canadian friends that are nice and hospitable. I mean, you go up there, they take you to dinner, they offer you
and they have good health care. You guys have great health care.
Great health care. And you can get facelifts for free.
Yeah, anyway, we got to introduce you to everybody, starting off with our cool, outrageous man about town, Ron Russell. I know, but the rest of the world, of the world doesn't know that. So say hello.
They know that. They watch our show every week.
There's new people.
Well, for the new people,
he's got fans that have never heard of our show that are in the chat room. Literally.
Well, isn't that too bad for them? Don't you just feel fucking sorry for them that they've never seen our show, Poverino?
And they're talking about in the chat room what a great smile you have.
He's
and
gorgeous.
What great teeth, how gorgeous
he's a
you
handsome
are.
Frenchman.
All right, so then we've also got the man behind the boards, Mr. Chad Murphy.
Hey, Cody, good look, good sound. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Chad. Great to be here.
He's the one that thinks you're the best.
Yeah, he's the one who said you're the best country artist that we have on the show.
Chad Murphy.
How about
Thank you, Chad.
Chad.
We got it.
And then we have a chat room full of people with people all over the country, so say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Welcome, everybody. It's great to be here. So glad that you guys could stop by today.
There you go.
You know, I want you to know one thing. Make it a good show. Because you have over 4.5 million people watching right now. All over the world. We go internationally. England, Sweden, everywhere. Where else?
Every country.
Australia.
It doesn't make any difference.
We're all
international.
So how long have you guys been doing the show?
6 years.
Successfully, when I came on. Prior to me, not so successfully.
Successfully. We were the #1 show in the eastern part of the United States before he came on. Now we're the #1 web show in the world.
Because of me.
That's incredible.
But I need credit. They just treat me like shit.
Anyway, so first of all, I want to give a shout out to all the Cody Prevost fans because first of all, you really do. You have an incredibly loyal fan base. They all get really involved with everything. They all retweet everything. Your press release got 17,000 hits, which is a lot of hits because we'll have an Academy Award winner that doesn't get 17,000 hits. So you got a very loyal fan base, and I want to give a shout out to two special ones that you got to say hi to because these two, first of all, they tweeted to me for months. When are you gonna have Cody on the show? When are you gonna have Cody on the show? So I don't even know their real names because I only know everything as a Twitter handle. But at Cody Fans, which I guess is your USA fan club, at Cody Fans, and at Cody Prevost UK, those two are such dire loyal fans. So you got to just say hello to those two for me because I know they're going to listen in the replay. They've already asked me how do they get it.
Yes. So this is Ash. She runs the UK, and Pat, she runs the US, and they've just been incredible people. They out of the blue, they come on board and they got behind me and they said, we'd love to help you out in some way. Would we be able to start a fan club for our countries? And basically they took the reins and they just fired it up and just, grew those fan club pages on Twitter, and they've just been. I know Ash is texting me every week and emailing me about getting new liners for new radio stations in the UK. So we're really getting the music out there in the UK and also in the US, all because of these two ladies. And I just can't say thanks enough to them. It's
they're so nice.
They're after your body. You know that. I mean, you got to throw them a little once in a while. Like, get on Skype, pull your pants down for a minute, pull them up, say, okay, girls, now what else are you going to do for me? But it's your good looks, You probably stink. You probably can't play a note. But when you're on the stage, you're so handsome that nobody gives a damn. They just say, oh, he's so good looking. Let's go see him. But I can't wait to hear your music because I know I'm going to love it just as much as my little buddy who I like.
Free Willy Band.
My Save Willie.
Free Willy.
Whatever the fuck his name is. What do I remember?
Anyway, you guys, so they're really great, and so we want to give a shout out to them specifically because they're really, really cool. And we want to tell everybody, you guys, if you want to follow Cody on Twitter, he's at Cody Prevost. Well, it's Cody Prevost, but it's Prevost.
And he means follow him on his show. Don't follow him in the street, guys. All you gay
He's
guys.
already got that anyway.
No, the Palm Springs people, we have a lot of Canadian gays that are in Palm Springs. And if you say follow
We're trying to move to Palm Springs.
I used to live there for 8 years. I loved it. All my friends are there. Like my friend Drew, who's in the chat room, is not, well, he's not in Palm Springs.
So let's go. Let's talk. Okay, so let's talk a little country music. First of all, you got guitars in the background. How many guitars do you have as a country music star? Do you have like a zillion guitars? Those look like autographed.
Yeah, I got about 5 of them.
That's it? I thought you were going to say like 30.
Well, how many arms do you have?
There came a time when I looked around and I had too many guitars, so I ended up getting rid of a few because it was just, I thought other people could use them and make good with them because they were just hanging on the wall. So I just cleared out a couple, so I probably had about 7.
Is the one back behind you, is it autographed?
This one?
Yeah.
No, this one is that's a decal on there from my last album, All Kinds of Crazy.
Okay.
Well, I thought they were bullet holes.
You'll see this one here. See this one?
Uh-huh.
That one's got a decal too from the last tour, which was my last album, All Kinds of Crazy.
I love it. And you have a new album. Okay, so the last album, let's tell everybody about that one. If you guys haven't gotten it because you didn't know who he was, you should have known who he was because he's a superstar. The last album was called All Kinds of Crazy. It was the country recording of the year in 2014 and nominated for album of the year, right?
That's right.
You got so many accolades for like an indie artist, especially because you're an indie artist, right?
Yeah, I've been indie since day one, and it's been just an incredible journey. You learn so much. It's basically like, I guess you can go to school after you graduate or do whatever you want to do, but in music, you just kind of hit the road and you play bars. I started playing bars for $100 a night, just me and my guitar. Nobody could say no because they'd sell 5 beers and they'd pay for the band that night. So I was booked every single weekend. It didn't matter if I was good or not, Ron. It just,
all you had to do was smile. Those teeth are worth at least $100 a night.
Well, yeah,
the teeth alone. I mean, seriously, I'm not lying to you. Good-looking people get favored quicker than ugly people. I mean, look how long it took Barbra Streisand to get loved. It took a Broadway show, and then we forgave her being such a pot. And Celine, the other brute. I mean, Celine's another ugly broad.
That's not nice.
I don't care. She's a Canadian. I heard she's a snobby bitch too. That she's really not nice. That Celine is not a nice Canadian.
He's not going to say anything because he's nice.
No, he's not going to tell. But the millions of people that are listening might tell. Listen, Celine, when you come to America, warm up.
I actually met her. She wasn't that bad.
Oh, I heard she
wasn't terrible, but she wasn't like.
I've never had.
She wasn't friendly and smiling like he is.
I've never had the unfortunate pleasure to meet her, but if I did,
where did you meet her?
I met her at a show. I used to do a bunch of stuff in Florida with one of the local radio stations, promotional wise. I'm kind of like Joe Promoter. And so I got to go. I always get to go all the shows, and she was the headliner, and so we got to meet everybody. And she was nice and she was cordial, but you could tell that it was an obligation. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you. She was just like, oh yeah, hi.
She's Canada's misfortune, like Diana Ross is America's misfortune. That's another bitch. Diana Ross. That is the snobbiest black woman that wants to be white like you can't believe. I mean, she thinks she's white. She has no idea.
All right, let's go to another topic.
Black. I don't like Diana Ross.
We actually had Mary Wilson from the Supremes on 2 weeks ago.
Wilson.
She was fabulous. And the Supremes is how Diana Ross got famous before she screwed them all over.
Mary Wilson is a dreamboat. She's a wonderful, gorgeous.
So I want to go back to so you're a country. So because I think people need to hear this first of all, because there's very few indie artists unless they get somebody with a lot of money behind them to have the kind of success that you're having as a country artist. Doing it as an indie artist, without a huge label behind you or without somebody with a couple $1 million to get your songs playing and stuff. So I think it's what you've actually accomplished is something that almost nobody is able to accomplish. And the fact that you're going on tour and you're opening and you're like playing with like all these like huge. I wrote down that you shared the stage with Garth Brooks, Florida Georgia Line, who can't get any bigger than that. Joe Nichols, Jason Aldean, Big and Rich, Neil McCoy. Neil McCoy's the only one I don't know, but they're all huge people, and you're out playing huge shows. You're not playing like for $100 in a little bar anymore. And the fact that you've actually accomplished so much as an indie artist is big. And so I want to talk about that just a little bit for the people listening, because we have a lot of indie artists that listen to the show.
Well, I guess what it was is, starting back when I started, it's the little things that really added up. It's when I had those $100 shows, it's not just going to play some songs and then going home that night. It's, bringing some postcards, bringing some pamphlets. I basically, brought some pamphlets to every show, and it had, a questionnaire in there asking what people thought of the show and what they'd love to see me perform and what songs, and, and then I'd ask for their email addresses. And so I was always working on building a mailing list. And I think that's the biggest thing for artists these days, is just having that solid fan base who can support them through the tough times and the good times.
And you would stick around and talk to them, though, right?
You got to leave nude pictures. They'll call you, trust me.
But you would also like after a show, you would like stay and like hang out and like take pictures and talk to them and things like that too, right? I mean, because to me that's the biggest thing. Like I have, we know a lot of famous people.
Too many.
And a lot of the people that are my favorite famous people are the ones that when I didn't have a TV show and I would meet them at a convention or I would see them someplace because I'm ballsy, I would always go talk to them. And the fact that they would stop and they would talk to you and let you take a picture, those are the kind of people, that you support forever. I mean, Lance Henriksen's my favorite actor of all time. He's been in like hundreds of movies. Half of them are dog shit. They're terrible movies, but I like him so much that I couldn't care less. I see every single movie that he actually makes, because he was so cool and we got to hang out and we went out and ate and stuff. And because he was so cool to me as a fan, like I'm like totally loyal and I see everything that he does. And I think it works the same way in music. Fans who enjoy what you do, if you're nice to them and you treat them with a lot of respect and stuff, they're going to be your fan forever. And I know that that's what you do because I can tell by the way people respond to you on Twitter.
Well, that's a huge part. That's what it's all about. And I think, what I mean, going outside of music even, that's what, anything you're involved in, if it's, construction, carpentry, you're always going to be, working with people and, interacting with different people. And, you know what I mean? I guess you kind of treat people how you want to be treated yourself.
Absolutely.
My mother always said, you get more flies with honey than vinegar.
Right.
And
exactly.
That's the truth. I have no patience or room in my life for nasty people who think who they are because they have a big name. I had a TV show in California where I interviewed the legends, like Jane Russell. You won't even know who these people are. Cliff Robertson, Lauren Bacall, the people of the 1940 films. They were the nicest and the best, the most polite and loving, and they became friends. Right. I interview these young jerks of today, this new riffraff Hollywood shit. They're arrogant, they're nasty, they're stoned, they're vulgar, they're not even decent.
Don't say vulgar because we have
no,
vulgar
they're
once
vulgar.
In a while.
I'm comical. When I say fuck, it's to laugh. It's not to be evil. When they say fuck, it's to be evil. There's a difference, Curse words can be very loving. Like if you're making love to your wife, you can curse your head off. It's very beautiful. You can describe
Actually,
what you're doing.
Say hi to B real quick. Say hi, B, because she's like in the chat room talking about how good looking you are and how much she loves your music and how much she loves your style. No, you're fine.
I'm pulling your nose hairs. I promise I will pull everything.
We're married, so we argue all the time.
You got to get rid of those, Jimmy, those nose hairs. I kiss them and it tickles my lip.
Okay, anyway.
Those nose hairs have got to go. Last week I was trying to pull them. We are married. We're homos.
Well, you know what?
You got homos in Canada.
Well,
a lot of homos up in Toronto.
So you can say hi to everybody. Just say hi to B, because like she's a loyal Jimmy Star Show promoter who takes.
She's probably got her vibrator out.
No,
so
she
wants
does.
you to
That's
say hi.
terrible. Don't say that. These are like 50 and 50-year-old women.
What? They don't have vibrators?
Yeah.
I'm 77. I have a vibrator.
Well, thank you for being here, B.
There you go. That's good. I like that one.
So, hey, listen, when are you coming to our neck of the woods?
Hey, well, that's what I was going to tell you. I should come down there.
When are you coming?
It'd be pretty fun to host a show and sit right between you guys.
Oh, I don't
Absolutely.
think so. You never survive. But seriously, when you come down, we get comped because we're cheap. We never pay. Well, no, what it is, we get invited to everybody. And if we paid for everybody we go to, it would cost us a fortune a month. So we do
we don't get paid to do this show.
Yeah.
We're just popular.
So we say to everybody, you have to comp us. That's all. But then we get screwed sometimes.
Now, when do you have shows in Canada coming up? Because I'm sure there's people from Canada listening. You have any shows coming up?
We're going to Canada in May. I'm going up. Yes, you know what I'm going up to do, babyface. Listen to this one. I'm going to Oak Island.
He loves that TV show. Search
Oak Island
or whatever.
No, where's that?
It's in Halifax.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Oak Island, the mystery island with the treasure that they've been digging up for 5 years now, and they're finally getting somewhere. Well, they offer tours. And I said to Jimmy, for my birthday, I want my whole family to go up to Nova Scotia, because I've been to Nova Scotia, beautiful country. And we're going to go on the tour of the, what's it called, the mystery of Oak Island?
The Curse of
Oak Island. Isn't that intriguing?
Right.
You should watch the show.
That's his favorite.
I watch it for hours. I mean, that and aliens, because I believe in aliens too.
I got to write this down.
Do you believe in
aliens? It's called
aliens?
The Curse of Oak Island.
Did you know a lot of aliens have been in your neck of the woods? Spacecraft has been spotted up there. I'm serious.
I believe so. There's
Canada, the outer space people like Canada. The Martians, they do like Canada.
You gotta love it. All right, so hold on. I want to go back. Okay, so Canada. So you got any shows coming up in Canada?
Yeah, we're working on a bunch of stuff for the new year. We're going to be coming out with some big announcements in the new year. The album actually isn't officially released yet, but I just started a brand new blog series called the Cody Prevost Diaries, and it's basically what this series is it's basically takes people through the journey of music and where I started, of those $100 nights playing in bars, to taking out my first small business loan. That's how I was able to first travel to Nashville to record my debut CD. I took out a small business loan, and I had to actually go into a board meeting and bring my guitar in with a 5-year business plan and sit down with all these people. These people had never invested in anything music related. It was more, farming, more lumber. It was just unheard of that somebody wanted to become a musician. And I went in and I sat down and played the song that I was going to record along with a couple other ones. And it was a week later, I got a phone call and they said, "Oh, Cody, but prior to this, I'd went into a few banks and they told me no, because it was such a huge risk and they weren't willing to invest in me." And it was about a week after I played in this boardroom that I got the phone call that they said, "Cody, we're going to approve you for your first small business loan."
That's because you didn't smile.
Well,
if you would have smiled, they would have given you the loan for your teeth alone.
Yeah,
I mean, with a smile like you've got, Christ, that's worth more than $100 a night.
Listen to him. No, that's a really cool story, though, and I think fans love to hear that kind of. Look, they're flashing pictures of you
today.
Right.
So many people are doing that. I was dear friends with Jane Russell, the movie star, best friends. And when I move back to Palm Springs, I'm going to do a show, and it's going to be called All About Jane. And I'm going to tell stories about Jane Russell that have never been in the press because they were private stories. Stories about her relationship with Marilyn Monroe while filming Gentlemen for Blondes, and her husbands, and Vincent Price, the horror star, what a comic guy he was. So there's so much I have to tell.
He's super young. Hold on. Do you know have you ever heard of Jane Russell?
The bra lady, the famous.
You've heard of Marilyn Monroe, though?
Yeah.
Okay, she's like Marilyn Monroe.
Jane Russell was a magnificently gorgeous, sexy woman. And we were dear friends for a number of years, and very famous in this country. So I'm going to do her life. So it seems everybody's doing this, and it's great theater because it's reality but done in almost a drama. And I like the idea that people are coming clean about their lives.
Wait, so how many albums, though, do you have? You have 5 albums, right? Or you have 4 albums and the 5th is coming out?
Yeah, exactly. But people can get it prior to the release date if they join that diary series, which is at codyprevomusic.com.
But do
Okay,
you
so
tell
you
the
guys,
truth? Do you tell all the truth?
Oh, all the truth.
You don't hide or mask or confuse it.
No, there's no lies in there.
I don't
But
mean lie. Sometimes we tend to make things sound different than what they really were. It's not a
no,
lie. It's just the way you write it.
it's actually pretty close to what it was. Well, I would say it is what it was, you know. And basically, you know, I got that idea because in my live show, in my acoustic shows, I take people kind of on that journey of where I started, and I'll talk about that board meeting, and then I'll play that song that I played in that boardroom, and then I'll take them through the journey of how I got into music and how it evolved to now. And it's, you know, it just people seem to really gravitate towards that, and they
I love it. I love it because I've been interviewing now for 57 years, maybe. I don't know how many years. And I'm sort of like Barbara Walters. I don't give a shit about your career because
Right.
people know about your career. I
Yeah.
want my people, my viewers to get to know you as a
Right.
person. And when I interview you as a person, not as a celebrity, not as a song singer. I want to know who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, so that people will like you. When people
Right.
like you, they automatically love your work. Because if
Right.
people don't like you, you could sing like Barbara Streisand, another bitch, by the way. Barbara Streisand, that one I've been in her company. Wow, witch. But really, she
okay,
terrible things.
We got it. We got it.
Terrible
I don't
things
want
she
to dish people all day on the show.
I'm not dishing, but somehow these bitches are coming up.
You brought it up. You brought it up. He brought it up.
When I lived in California, my good friends owned on Robertson Boulevard a decorating company. Barbara Streisand had green velvet drapes put in her Malibu house. Okay?
Right.
She came home. The decorators were there, said, "How do you like it, Miss Streisand?" She ran over, jumped up, grabbed them, and tore them down and said, "Get them the fuck out of here. That's not what I want." That's not a nice person.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
But Cody's nice, so let's go back. So
that's
okay.
not nice, Barbara. You
So
shouldn't
first
do
of all,
things
to
like
go to
that.
the blog, people go to codyprevostmusic.com.
yeah, so it's CODIEPREVOST music.com.
Look at him. He looks so cute.
Now, where'd the Cody come from?
My name?
Yeah.
Actually, my parents told me that they named me after Cowboy Bill Cody. Is
Bill
that
Cody.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Bill Cody,
Yeah.
the gunslinger.
And I actually never knew that till quite a while after I was in the world already. And then they kind of told me that because they used to travel down south there, and they liked that tourist stuff, and that's where it came from. So.
And how many generations are you Canadian?
Oh, that's a really good question.
That many, huh?
Yeah, there's forever.
And you derived from France.
Actually, from France, and then my mom's side was from Poland, so Polish,
Okay.
Polish French. So it's
Okay.
quite a mix.
Right.
And so okay, so you have a new album and it's called Radio. That's not coming out yet, but people can preview it if they sign up for your blog.
Well, actually, they can get it.
They can get it if they. Okay.
Yeah, prior to anyone else if they join the blog series, and then they'll also get all the stories for the Cody Prevost Diaries, which tells the story of my journey through music.
And when is the general public?
I would like to read that.
When does the general public get to come?
Is it online anywhere?
He just told you.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what
don't remember things. People tell me things, and a minute later I forget.
Well, he just told you three times.
I listen.
You go to
Jimmy, soon
codyprevomusic.com.
I'm going to be in a home for assistance. Not
Ron, I'll text you. I'll text you, Ron.
There you go. He'll text it to you.
Oh.
Or email.
That
So
goes
hold
in,
on.
that,
Let's
that
go.
goes in my phone, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so hold on. So okay, and then when is the general? First of all, we want everybody, you guys, to go to codyprevomusic.com to get the blog, and that way you
Yeah,
get.
but wait a
get
minute.
it.
How much is your music? American or Canadian money?
In American money?
I mean, how do we do it? You're Canadian. Do we have to have Canadian money to buy
No,
your
you just
music?
go on iTunes.
Oh, no. I built a special American site for you.
Oh, because Canadian money's worth more.
Chad's laughing
Wait,
in the
shut up,
background.
Chad. Canadian money's worth more than American money. I have some Canadian money
Go
still.
ahead, keep laughing, Chad.
I do. I have some English pounds or whatever the frick
No,
they
they
are.
don't
Well, you
use
know-
English pounds in Canada.
I have the one with the Queen on it, not the Queen in Palm Springs, Danae. The other Queen, the real Queen. Queen
Well,
of
if you
England.
sign up, If you sign up, I maybe just sign up and check it out, Ron.
I'll take him to it. I'll take him
wait,
there.
Are you like 99 cents a song, which I think is ridiculous?
Well, you know what? I don't even think it's 99 cents a song. Like,
less than 99?
It could
go
be.
back. You better go back to the 100 of nightclubs.
No, it should be way more because he's going to sell millions of copies.
I know, but 99. I think that's the stupidest thing in the world. 99 cents a song.
So you're going down a whole new path because it's crazy the way music has gone these days, and that's why I wanted to start the Cody Prevost Diaries because, you know, with Spotify and iTunes, it's getting tricky. You know what I mean? Especially for an independent artist. So the label artists. A lot of the labels actually own Spotify and then, you know, have a big play in iTunes. So what you're doing as an independent when you get your music on Spotify and iTunes is you're actually sending people to Spotify and iTunes. Meanwhile, you don't get an email address. So you can't even contact the fans who listen to your music. And then
that stinks.
Wait, no. This is important shit.
Very important. The question I have next is important too.
No, keep going with that because, like, first of all, I don't think people who realize that when they stream stuff on Spotify, and I'm just as guilty as everybody else, that basically unless you get 10 million streams, you don't make any money at all on Spotify.
Well, that's for sure, and that's the thing that's going on these days. So it's basically, you know what I mean. Music has shifted to the music being the way of communicating. To get new fans, to find new people who are interested in your sound. And then you have to have other ways to engage them. And that's why I wanted to come up with the Cody Prevost Diaries because, you know, that's why, you know, the new album and stuff right now is really focused on being available only in the Cody Prevost Diaries.
No, that's smart. That's I
want you to know
smart.
That when we play your music, they're stealing it.
Right.
Oh, yeah. The 4 million people, they like it. They hit it. I hit some kind of a recorder. And they steal it. So isn't there a way that now in Pennsylvania, if you're driving and someone calls you, your cell phone comes up with, sorry, but I'm driving, I can't take your call. They're doing this now throughout the United States. I believe California's next. New York has it. And they're going to do it throughout the world because we've had more accidents due to texting and speaking.
What does that have to do with music?
I have no idea, but I'm just telling you. Everything can't revolve around music.
No,
Jimmy.
I know this is.
But they steal your music. Now, what's her name?
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks, who I love and adore. She said, "I don't record anymore, Ron. I don't because they're stealing my music. So fuck them." She just like that. Fuck them. She said.
She just plays it in live shows.
I just go to shows and they pay $80 to $150 a ticket to see me. She said because the sons of bitches steal my music. The day they're out. I mean, she releases a record, and by that night, like 2 people bought it, and 5,000 people are playing it. Well, it's not right. It's terrible. Why did it go that way?
Well, so that's a way to look at it. But, you know, the way I've been looking and wondering is where is this going to lead the music industry? Because
down a ditch, into a ditch.
Because everybody has to tour, and the market's oversaturated. So, and there's so many shows coming all the time and every week. And, you know, there's just so many shows because everybody's touring because you're not making money off music anymore. But for me as an indie, I'm kind of all right with people stealing my music because as long as I can get an email address and communicate with that person and, you know what I mean, engage with.
If they steal your music, you can't get an email.
No, you're not following. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Saying. So I'm, you know, because basically what you're doing on Spotify is you're giving it away anyway.
Right.
But in return, you're not getting an email address and you're not able to communicate with the fans that are listening to your songs.
No, if you get them to go to your website and that way they sign up for your thing, they sign up for the diary, they get the music from the diary and everything. That's all you're keeping the whole thing in with you. It's your own little like nutshell. You get to send them emails. You get to communicate. I mean, it's genius, and nobody else really knows to do that. But also, to be fair to other people, they don't have the following that you do to be able to do that.
And
you know, you've developed this following.
I must confess, I've stolen your song because it's going to go in my car. Anything that goes in my car is like an Academy Award. It's good. Shit doesn't go in my car. Only good music. So I didn't pay for it. So I've stolen your song. So how do you like that?
But I'm okay with that, Ron.
No, you should be. I mean,
but you
feel 99 cents going to break me. But it's just the idea. I don't know how to do it.
but you just have to text me your email address now.
I'll give you his
I
email
will.
address.
My email. I'll gladly have you on my Facebook page. I promote everybody I like, and you're great. I like you a
I
lot.
love it. No, I think what you're doing is super great.
You're
and
a nice
the fact
guy.
That you're
a
getting
good
paid
Joe.
for it. So I want everybody to hear. We've got a new song. Chad, you got the single "You Won't Sleep Tonight."
Hi, Captain.
So tell us a little bit about this song and then introduce it, and then you're going to hang on. We're going to play it for everybody to hear.
Well, I think Ron's going to like this one.
I'm hoping. If I don't, I'll be sad.
Well, hey, it's about.
I said I'm going to have to tell you it stinks. You're lucky you got $100 a night. They overpaid.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what I mean?
That anyway, smell's worth $100. You're so handsome.
The song's basically about being gone away from home and, really missing your loved ones. Sometimes when it doesn't matter what you're in, construction, music, lots of times you got to go away for weeks at a time, and there's this anticipation that builds to get home and see your loved ones or your girlfriend, Ron, or you know what I'm talking about.
I don't let him go anywhere by himself.
No, he's jealous. That's disgusting.
On everywhere.
He thinks I'm a frivolous
So go ahead and introduce the actual song. Chad's going to play it, and hang on, we're going to play it for everybody.
Chad, I want to hear it in the studio. Can you do that?
Turn it up, Ron. Turn it up.
Okay, babe. This is a contest. Let's see who's better, he or the other one.
You're not going to be able to hear it.
I want to hear it. Put it on your phone.
Okay. I like this tune.
I'm doing a contest.
Chad likes his tune.
Well, if Chad likes it and carries on how great it is, it's got to be good. I think he's good. I don't think he's going to be bad. He doesn't look bad.
Cody, introduce it. Let's rock this thing.
Cody, introduce it. Like, say this is it. Introduce it.
Yeah, so this is the brand new single. This is off the upcoming album that's coming out in 2018. Get it on the Cody Prevost Diaries first, CodyPrevostMusic.com. This one's called You Won't Sleep Tonight. Thanks for having me on the show, you guys.
You won't sleep tonight. 200 miles, I'm counting down. Yeah, I'm on that home stretch now. Get on the phone, cancel your plans. Once I get you in my hands, you won't sleep tonight. Oh no, I'll keep you up till the morning light. You won't sleep tonight. Oh no, been gone too long now, I'm gonna make it right. Girl, your man's been missing you. I'll be fixing that real soon. So go enjoy the sound of that quiet house. You won't sleep tonight. Oh no, I'll keep you up till the morning light. You won't sleep tonight. Oh no, been gone too long now, I'm gonna make it right. You won't sleep tonight. Oh no, I'm gonna love you through this life. You won't sleep tonight. Oh no, been gone too long now, I'm gonna make it right. You won't sleep tonight. No, you won't sleep tonight. It don't matter if you're tired, you better go lay down a while.
You won't sleep tonight. There you go, Jimbo.
All right, everybody. So that's "You Won't Sleep Tonight" by Cody Prevost. And we've got Prevo. I don't know why I always keep adding the S on it. There's a delay, and I don't want that playing in the background. So you guys, that was "You Won't Sleep Tonight" off the new album Radio that's coming out sometime in 2018. And if you want to get it before everybody else, you got to go sign up at CodyPrevostMusic.com, and that way you get the diaries, and that way you get access to the new album. Am I right?
That's right. Perfect, Jimmy.
All right.
I can tell you're in promotions.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you ever need a publicist, we're the best. We're
Okay.
like so good.
If you are really interested in my opinion, I have got to say, what's the other guy's name?
Free Willy.
Free Willy is absolutely the best American country singer. And Cody is the best Canadian singer.
Hey, thank you, Ron.
Yes.
So terrific. Just different countries. You got a good sound. What fascinates me is where the hell did you get that Western accent? You're singing like a cowboy out in the desert, like the Arizona people.
I've been asked that my whole life, so.
But where did the accent come from? You sing like an American cowboy.
Yeah, I don't know. It must have been Buffalo Bill.
You're not doing it's about me. You know, the Canadian where they say.
That's like all the people in the UK, though. They don't have when they sing, they sound totally American.
I know, but he doesn't sound American. He sounds Western.
Well, he sounds country.
He sounds like a cowboy. He sounds like an American cowboy.
Do you ride a horse?
I tried once.
Do you wear boots and like cowboy hats and stuff when you're on stage?
Not common. No, I wear usually pretty dressy.
Oh, like dressy. Okay.
He's not an American cowboy.
I know he's not an American
cowboy.
He's
a Canadian woodsman.
I could try it. Yeah, woodsman would explain it. Yeah, I'm a woodsman.
You have to wear a red plaid jacket and, big boots. Sexy.
That's right.
Woodsmen, the guys that roll those poles, they're sexy. They're handsome. Big butch.
Okay.
That's the only way to survive here in Canada, Ron.
I know, but have that look. Like wear the sexy big butch boots with the jeans that are tight and the red plaid jacket.
Even now, like he's got the tie and everything on, and he's a country star. And other country people we would have on, they'll have on like they would have on their like cowboy hats and stuff. So you are.
But he's not an American cowboy. He's a Canadian. There's a difference.
That's right.
Different country, Jimmy.
So did you watch Wayne's World when you were younger?
I watched it.
Because like every once in a while I hear a little bit of like a Wayne's World accent coming out.
The Canadians do a boat. Instead of saying about, they say a boat. A boat.
A boot.
I love it.
Peggy Lee was from Canada. And
that's what makes the world go around, Ron.
Peggy Lee was the famous singer in America. And she was from Canada. And when she recorded a song, they had to keep telling her, it's about, not a boat. Because she kept using the lyric and she sang about it. And they said,
so let's go. Okay, so
you've
already been able to work with a whole bunch of different people. So like, who's like your bucket list of like, oh my gosh, I'd so like to like either record a song or perform with this person that you haven't had an opportunity to work with yet?
I'd love to do some songwriting with Eric Church. He's one of my favorite songwriters. Ever since his first album, the debut album that came out there, Carolina, I believe it was called. It was, you know what I mean, just so much poetic and incredible lyrics go into his music.
Chad, do you like Eric Church?
Yeah, we cover a couple of songs. We do How About You and Wrecking Ball. Good artist.
I know Wrecking Ball.
Not the Miley Cyrus one.
Yeah, you just like the video, Ron.
Keep swinging.
She's swinging on that ball, that demented bitch. I mean, she didn't know what.
So, Chad, you got a question? You're a country guy. Ask him something.
A country guy. What other genre would you pick outside country to listen to the most?
Probably pop. There's a lot of production. Like, I'm not meaning pop, but like Train or Augustana or, different bands like that come from the U.S. Really interested in that type of music.
I love Train.
There's some Christian rock stuff that's pretty good. I just like the production value that comes in some of that music.
Yeah, this last song that you did here had great production, and I saw the levels on it were good. The wideness of it, sounded really good. The production there.
Awesome. You got a good radio voice too there, Chad.
Yeah, I've been sitting behind this desk 9 years or something like that, so just
and he's really a big, burly, handsome
Yeah, he's a big,
man.
burly, like really good-looking guy.
Yeah, he's like a woodsman. He could definitely be up there banging down trees.
Definitely.
With one punch, he could just punch a tree and it would fall down.
Yeah,
he definitely would. It's cool. So, all right, everybody. So this is Cody Prevost, and you can follow him on Twitter at Cody Prevost. It's CODIEPREVOST. Don't pronounce the S and the T. And if you go to CodyPrevostmusic.com, sign up for his blog, and we can get things going with his blog, and that way you can also get ahead of everybody else, Radio, the new album that's coming out next year, and you can find out everything about him, actually. It's a way for you to find out more about him.
And don't steal his music, huh? The guy breaks his hump working. He needs to get paid. So stop stealing music, you cheap jerks.
Oh.
I can't take What? I can't tell. They're jerks that
Let's
steal
find out.
music. That's horrible. That's like shoplifting in a supermarket.
But Ron, you just told me you stole the song.
I'm different.
Guilty.
He doesn't count.
He doesn't count.
I don't count.
First of all, he doesn't know how to download it because he doesn't know his iTunes password in the first place.
You know what? I say to Jimmy, put it in the car or don't put it in the car. And this one goes in the car. My car has more diversified music than anyone else. I have Patti LaBelle to your music. I mean, I love all music. I just don't like, what's it called, gangster rap.
Right.
Where they say, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to shoot you, bitch, I'm going to beat your ass, woman. I can't deal with that. I think that's horrific. I mean, they talk about disrespect of women by grabbing them in Hollywood. How about that music? That's disrespect of women. You're going to smack them and beat them and cut them. What kind of nonsense is that?
So anyway, you guys, we want Cody's 5th studio album to make up for his 5th Canadian Country Music Association nomination and 7th Saskatchewan Fan Choice Entertainer of the Year. So everybody, please support him. Follow him on Twitter. We want to thank you for coming on the show. We want to thank all your fans for promoting that you were coming on the show because they really are fantastic. And anytime you have anything cool to promote, just let me know.
Thank you guys, and thanks to everybody who's listening and watching today.
Go to my Facebook page and friend me, Ron Russell Show.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now, Ron.
And I'll push it for you. Whatever you have, I'll play and do and do a big production for you because you're a great guy, and I love Canadians. So
everybody loves that smile. So Cody, thank you so much.
Yes,
Thanks,
Cody.
Cody.
Your wife is very lucky to have such a sweet, handsome husband. Is she nice? Is your wife nice?
Oh yeah. Oh,
is she beautiful? She's
See,
pretty?
that's when you sound Canadian. Oh yeah, I love it.
How long are you married?
2 years now.
Oh,
let's say hi to her. Hi,
up,
Cody's wife.
Any babies? No babies yet?
Just give me a second.
A second to have a baby?
Count.
4 years. 4 years now we're on.
Oh,
Double that.
You're in trouble.
Oh, she's
baby.
in the background, yelling
you're
at
in trouble. You are dead. You're finished.
You better go order some roses.
It's over, baby.
You better order some roses.
You don't even know how long he's married. Oh, you're in the shit house.
What's your wife's name?
It's Ashley.
Ashley, we love you. Congratulations. I'm sure you have to be the most fabulous lady on the planet. So
make your television debut, Ashley. Come smile at us.
Yeah. Well, she's upset. We got a baby right now, you guys. We got a
baby.
6 months. Our first daughter's 2, almost 3 here in November, and then our brand new daughter's 6 months coming up here in November. So
congratulations.
I have 2 daughters, and the daughters are the best. My daughters now are much older than I, but when they were little, they were wonderful. Now they're old.
I'm gonna have to call upon you for some tips, Ron.
Oh yeah, I raised them
dating.
alone. I raised them as a single father, so
Right.
I mom and dad to my kids. It was a job, but one I love doing.
So we got to go. So Cody, good
and
luck.
my daughters adore me. They still love me. In fact, they just moved back home for a week 4 years ago.
Right.
And they're still here.
They're still here.
Anyway. Congratulations on all your success. Congratulations on your new child and the great family and all your music. And anytime you have anything to promote, let us know. We'll have you back.
And we'll see you when you come to America.
Bye.
Thanks,
Later,
guys.
Cody.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Terrific. What
a nice guy.
Oh, Canadians are lovely people.
Yeah, wasn't he cool?
I'd say the further north you get, it seems the cooler the people get.